In this video, we'll look on to the heating effects on phosphates. So let's start with discussing the degree of phosphates. So it's quite simple. Whenever we remove a single hydrogen from S3PO4, then we say that this phosphate is 1 degree phosphate and subsequently the second and the third degree phosphate on removing further hydrogen atoms. Now here the hint of what the compound we should get on heating a particular phosphate. The hint is that we have to completely remove the H2O molecule from a compound, from a phosphate compound that we have to heat. For example, here we have to heat NaH2PO4. So we'll remove H2 from this compound. If you subtract H2O from this compound, then we get NaPO3, and this compound is called metaphosphate. Now the prefix meta we will learn in a separate lecture that what prefix should we give to a particular phosphate compound. For now, we just keep in mind that its name is metaphosphate. Now let us look into some more examples on the heating effect of phosphate. So in the first part, we have to heat the compound Na2HPO4. Now we see that this compound contains only one hydrogen atom, and it was told that we have to completely remove H2 from the given phosphate compound that is to be heated. So in this case, what we do is we take two such compounds. That means we essentially multiply the compound by a factor of 2 and then we remove H2O. Now when we multiply this compound by 2, then we get the compound Na4H2P2O8, and when we remove H2 from this compound, then we get the compound Na4P2O7 and plus H2O which was removed. Now this compound is called pyro and di, and again this prefix that we give to a particular phosphate compound will be learned in a separate video. For now, just remember that this is called pyro or di. Next, we have to heat Na3PO4, and we see that this compound does not contain any hydrogen atoms, so we won't get any stable decomposition product here, so we will simply write no reaction. In the next compound, we have to heat this particular microcosmic salt, that is NaNH4HPO4. We see that this compound contains NH4, so what we'll do is that we'll write a separate NH3 in the product, and we'll do the other part as was stated, that is we have to remove H2 from this compound. Here we need not to multiply the compound by a factor of 2, because after removing NH3, it's still one H will be remaining from this NH4 part, and so we can conveniently remove H2O without multiplying this compound by a factor of 2. Next, similar concept we have to apply in the next compound, but here we have to multiply this by a factor of 2 because we do not have a hydrogen atom apart from this NH4. So when we remove NH3 from this NH4, then we are left with only one hydrogen atom. So we'll have to multiply this compound by a factor of 2 in order to remove H2O and form the stable decomposition product of this compound. So we end this video on heating effect of phosphate at this point of time. In next video, we'll look into the heating effect on nitrates.